So I'm just going to zoom in on the one part, and I have this layer, the background layer. If you double click on it, it has the where you can lock it, which is good. The print and the dimming of the images, that way you can keep it all connected. Click OK, and just work on the layer above this. So the pen tool is going to probably be the easiest approach to this. So I'm going to start with the biggest shape first. Just click once, and Command plus I can zoom into that and just see that part. Now just remember, the default of this is going to be black to white. I'm going to take the white out and just click and drag the first point. That sets the handle ahead of time, and I'm clicking and dragging right around this section. And again, looking at this overall curve to try to get the midpoint of it, and stretching, and you can see what they call the rubber band, which shows that point ahead of time, and just kind of going to the next one. Spacebar going right into this curve up here, and coming down below. I'm just using the spacebar to work my way around this part. Arching it up this way. And just curving it around this part. So once I do the last part, it's going to be a double-handed arrow right to that section. And that makes it that easy. The eyedrop tool, or select the letter I to click that color, and that's going to give me that overall color right from the beginning. Okay. All of these shapes, they look like they're the same, but let's take a look. So give you a little practice using the pen tool. So right from the top or the bottom, I'm going to click and drag just a little bit so that the handle goes on either side. And I could come all the way to the other side of this, see if I can make that work. And if it gets too far, I can always undo it and just come to the midpoint. And until I can't see the point anymore, let's see if this is going to make that. Don't have to drag that too far. And that makes that shape. So it's pretty easy, just kind of with 4 points, and that's what you're trying to create. It's just a very simple connection to the shape here. So it's four points. Now, if you've ever seen the bear, they have all 4 claws, all 4 toes on one side. And they're all different, so you can't copy and paste this, unfortunately. But it gives you a nice rendition. So illustrating that across. And right up to the top there. This one might have a little bit more to work with. Let's see what happens here. So there's the toes of the bear paw, the heel of the paw, and just kind of backing up. So it's all set up in that coloring. And then now the claw itself. So I'm just using the scrolling of the command key to come out. And this one, I'm just going to click and just do a straight path without the dragging of it. I'm going to set this to default just to see it so you can see it a little better. And just click inside here. Again, I can wrap this around. Use the space bar, you can move it around and still keep it selected. You can always come back and edit that part. That gives you that first section. So I'm just kind of starting at a corner to corner. Keep it easy, and then coming back to click that as a corner point. That's a good segment. Let's make that. So again, here's the corner point. Because the least amount of points are going to give you the smoothest curve on your drawing. So I'm curving that up here. And again, you can zoom in so that you can see exactly what you're doing. And the space bar just to scooch it across. And here's a curve, so I'll curve this down here. So it's just trying to get the vector of all this graphic. curve right there. Okay, so as you work your way around, you should have all these parts. Coming up here. Okay, so now, when I back this up, I'm going to change all these to the gold, so I'm just going to take the selection tool and just hold the shift key and click right on the side of it to make sure I grab the stroke. That's one easy way to do it. And just click on the eyedrop tool and any other gold down here and it makes it all the same. The next part is take the selection tool and just drag a selection box. Make sure everything is within this selection. And I can right click on it and go to group, or I can go to object and now it'll say ungroup, but there's the group button. So that gives me that particular piece. To create it over here, I'm just going to do option, which duplicates this. It turns the selection arrow into a double-headed arrow, and when I click and drag, it'll make a copy of it over here. And I just need the eyedrop tool to click on the purple, and that gets me all set up for this next part, which will be the lettering. And the lettering's pretty easy, but we'll cover that in just a second. So when you back out, you don't need to take a screenshot yet, but just show it to you so you have these two paws ready to go. So we'll pause there and come back and do the type next.